Hey, this is Dion with Hideaway Doors, and today I'm going to show you how to install one of our electronic strikes. Okay, so your door is going to come with two blocks. It's either going to be an outswing or inswing. So these here are two outswing blocks. And then these two here are inswing blocks. This is more in the center. Here's a picture of the parts list that comes with each in and outswing kit. Okay, what I did was I went ahead and made a makeshift jamb with a little piece regarding the header. So you're going to come from the bottom of the header down 23 1/4 to the center of your electronic strike. Okay, in this example here, this jamb is cut out for an outswing right hand door. And what you want to do is make sure that this electronic strike finishes flush with the outside of your jamb. And what you can do is turn this backwards, hold it in there, make sure this is flush, and trace all the way around your electronic strike. Okay, this next part can be done two ways. If you have a router and you're skilled enough, you can route this out with a router, go all the way through for this 4 1/4 part. It'll be 2 1/8 from the center line each way, and you got to take it all the way out to the other side of the jamb. And you want to take out, leave about 13/16 in this spot here, and you're only going to go about an 1/8 inch deep. Okay, now for the second way to do this, you'll need a chisel and a hammer. And you go ahead and stick your electronic strike up there, do the same thing. You're gonna hold it flush with here. And then you're gonna take your pencil and trace all around it. And one way to do this, you can take your pencil and mark your holes, and then you'll be left with this result. I don't know if you can see that. Okay, so once you have it traced out, if you're not good freehand with your utility knife, where you got your holes marked, you can go ahead and pre-drill that, and you can put this back on here, put your screws in there, and let the screws hold that in place. And then you can take your knife and run it all the way around it. Try not to go past the electronic strike. Okay, so once you have all that done, you're going to take a 3/4 inch paddle bit and the 13/16 that you're leaving in, you're going to go in between and drill several holes until you get that cleaned out. And this part of the electronic strike passes through freely, like this up here. Once you have that done, you're just going to chip about an 1/8 inch out of this spot here and this spot here. And that will allow this electronic strike to sit flush with the surface of the jamb. Your end result is that this fits in there, is flush here and flush with the edge of your jamb. Okay, so the back side, that's why that's notched out, so you can have plenty of room to run your wires. Okay, so here's your situation where the door's already in. We went ahead and cut it in the jamb. Now what you're gonna have to do is notch your 2x4 inside so the electronic strike has no resistance when you go to put it in. Roughly, you'll probably have to notch about an inch out of the 2x4 in the back, not hurting your finished wall. Once you have your jamb notched out and your 2x4 in the back notched out and your strike goes in without any resistance, then it would be a good time to drill the route that you're going to do for your wiring. Okay, once you have everything done and you're wired up, then we can go ahead and put the electronic strike in the jamb. Okay, when your electronic strike is installed, now it's time to install your block with your plunger. So your ultimate goal is for this to come in and latch like that. So what we want to do is you want to kind of make a center mark in the center of your latch, and that gives you something to go by. Okay, now you're going to take your outswing back block, that's the one with the square cut out in it, or the 3/4 square, and then what you want to do, the mark that you made in the center of your latch, you want to get this centered right with it, like that. And then this front plate, and it's got a bull nose on it. We bull nose them all here. So if you happen to get one that's not, you may have to get a round over bit with a router and have it bull nosed. And that is to allow, in case there is a distance problem right here, it helps for that to miss and operate properly. So your front plate will go right up against the back side of your case molding, and roughly you should end up with about the same distance top and bottom reveal. We'll go ahead and install this. And once again, this strike should hit this here right on that center mark you made with your pencil, and then latch. Okay, for an in-swing operation, your electronic strike is going to be on the inside of the jamb. So you'll repeat this process, but do it on the inside of the jamb, which would be the inside of your room. And once again, you can just hold it up there, upside down, backwards, whatever you want to call it. Make sure it's flush with the edge. Once you get it there and measure the measurement down, you're just going to take your pencil and trace around it, and we'll go to an in-swing where we've already done that process. Okay, so this is an in-swing. The cutout is on the inside of the jamb. The notch out has already been made in the 2x4. So everything is pretty much the same. Now the blocks on the door will be in a different location. Okay, the electronic strike is installed in the jamb. You want to take your faceplate and temporarily mount it even spaced all the way around to your back block. And it's going to be the same concept. You want to make sure this chamfered part of the strike is going to hit just like on your door walking into your house. It's got to hit, and this way it does that. So it's going to be the same concept. You want to kind of hold it on here. Actually, you can go ahead and just shut the door, hold it shut, and just slide this in, and you'll see that plunger retract. There you go. So I've got it right about in the center. Right about there is pretty good. I'm going to take my pencil, And I'm just going to make a mark here, a light mark, and a light mark here. And then it's going to be a little tough pulling it out, but these electronic strikes are fail-safe. So you just pull it out. Okay, open the door. We got our little corner mark. You can go ahead and take the screws out and remove the faceplate. And then you just want to line this up on the marks that you made on the corner with the bottom and the side. And at this point, it'd be good to get maybe a torpedo level and level that. And then once you have that, you can pre-drill the holes. And this way you can mount this. Okay, now that you've got your back plate mounted, you can go ahead and reinstall your faceplate. You're going to go in the same holes where you temporarily mounted it. And remember, you want to kind of keep that even space. Now you may, where this sometimes gets close, we go ahead and bullnose this, but you may, this one's close here, but sometimes you have to plane the back side of this faceplate down, make it a little thinner. This way it misses your jam right there. There we go. We're locked up. Okay, that concludes the installation on electronic strike. Thank you for watching.